Good morning. Thank you for coming on this platform. Recently, we saw another development to the surprise of so many Nigerians, even though the whole thing has received a major reservations. Nigeria has partially or successfully signed gay agreement that was involved in that Samoa agreement. What's your reaction to that?
Good morning. My reaction to that is just as simple that you saying it's partial. Yes, let's say it's partial, for not to take it verbatim. The issue is our president signing it into agreements that the money should be brought home. You see, there's nothing partial about this anymore, because we know that we know what money is. Before you sign an agreement, you would have agreed to it that you want to take the money. I've never seen in any situation whereby an agreement is signed and you have to leave down a particular fraction of such an agreement. It's a paperwork which you will go through and you know what is involved. The only thing I'm seeing here is that if they are saying our local law is still holding that 14 years imprisonment for anybody who indulges in such an act locally here, are you now telling us that they will not let us bring about the same foreign policies of human rights that is being held up to support it in the developed countries? Now the indulgers here that are doing it secretly, now they will have to now come out now, and when they come out, the people who gave out the money, automatically for them to have stated such a policy, that means they are pioneers and they are in support of such a act. So definitely, along the line, if the local indulgers here in our country come out and want to act in such a way, do you know that it is very much possible that they will agitate and petition anybody who comes against them, and whereas the people who gave us the money, since we've collected the money, we are indebted. The scripture says anybody, a debtor is a slave to his master that borrows him money. So automatically, if the agitation goes or such a petition goes to people who sign such a money, definitely they will support them with the law of human rights, which means they have the right to behave in a certain way that they choose to behave.
Okay. We have seen it very clearly now. What do you think should be? I think at a point now, Bobrisky should be celebrated. Somebody like Bobrisky now should be, warming up now, and we are going to see a lot of gay churches, gay marriages, lesbianism, all over the world. Does it mean that, our leaders are happy going into that agreement, or trying to push a kind of, they will say we are in democracy, but this thing, people does not. It's a menace to so many society now. For Bobrisky, what do you think should be his fate now?
For Bobrisky,
for the likes of Bobrisky, yeah.
For Bobrisky, I see Bobrisky as a bi person. He's a bi person. Reason I call him I call him, or I don't know whatever gender he has chooses for himself. Why I address him as a bi person is he's a person not to be discussed. For me, for all of the people who celebrate Bobrisky or follow him on his handles, I've never once. The only time I've ever heard of Bobrisky are from other news outlets, pop-ups online, and all that. And about our leaders, are you asking if our leaders, if they are happy about it or not?
Most of them,
most of our leaders, we wouldn't say maybe they are happy or not. But let me digress a little to our financial status in Nigeria, which had actually pushed our leaders to the extreme end of accepting. There is a quote that says, if you will take if you take an opportunity that comes with what's it called? That comes with an option that belittles you or disrespects you, you should walk away from such. Are
you surprised we didn't see any protest in this kind of agreement Tinubu entered? We are supposed to. Nigeria is supposed to march the streets.
Most Nigerians are now scared of protest. But on what I was saying about maybe our leaders are happy about it, either they're happy about it or they are not happy about it. The situation at hand now, the decay on ground now, is making them do the uncalled for things and accepting things that are not supposed to be accepted. Look at it from the standard moral of religion institutions. Look at it from the standard moral of even nature itself. Nature hadn't been, the creator had wanted us to be a man to man and a female to female mating. It would have been right from the inception of creation. But it's not surprise. It has been like that in the past. People have been actually like causing alteration, things that are not supposed to be, trying to bring it to our society. But what I would just say is that it wouldn't lead us anywhere. And the so-called people who are trying to lure us into such a policy and such an indulgence, they had done that in their countries. They've seen the end result of such a thing. Is like Yoruba we say ajebodo to npe nikunra. That is, you have known what is involved, what is entailed in this thing you are doing, and you actually know the pros and cons, that this is what will happen, this is what is not good about it, this is what is good about it, and what can even be good about such a same-sex relationship. What can be? So are you now telling me that stylishly they are trying to like even like they are trying to like reduce us? True, maybe that's one of those. They are,
but are you surprised that this thing is coming from a southern president? You know, a lot of people are surprised and saying that, you know, what the southerner? From that perspective, how do you look at it?
I had that from a citizen yesterday when I was going through a TV platform on YouTube yesterday. The person said it's so barbaric for such a policy to have been agreed by southern administration. The only thing I see about that is southern administration or no southern administration. You see what I have seen and think I noticed in the system of governance. You see there are bills that have been kind of pre-signed or that have been agitated, that is been in motion before. Then the only thing is that who is bold enough to sign it. So now the bill has been on ground. According to the said Goodluck Jonathan, during his period, it was actually like toast to him. But he knows how he find a way to separate himself from such a devilish agreement. Now, for a southerner to have signed it, we don't know. It wouldn't be only him who signed it, because the last time I checked, in governance, there are bodies, there are people that they agreed together.
Will you be surprised to see gay marriages, lesbianism, you know, any moment from now? Because the agreement has been, forget whether they say they ban some certain part of it or it's not hold in Nigeria or something. But the thing is that government has dipped their hand in something that has to do with same-sex marriage. You know, what are you predicting? What are you seeing? We are going to see president marrying the vice president, the president going for the senate president, things like that, you know.
On that same-sex marriage, if that will happen, or maybe we should expect it in no time, it has been, it's just that the people that are involved with such a act before, they were hiding behind one finger before. But we know, because in Nigeria now, people tend to be very careful about what they say or what they get themselves involved with. But you saying if they will come, you see, in anything, like the scripture says, it says every man's behavior and indulgence is that every man's in his own heart, he or she believes he's doing right.
Is it a Western culture, an African culture, an African thing?
It's never our culture, but we expecting such a relationship being an obvious thing in the nearest future.
Okay.
That we can't. I think is an inevitable thing, because you see, human ego and pride. Nobody wants to hide. Human ego and pride we play out. That you see, what they say is not possible. What they say is taboo. Now they are normalizing it for us, and you see, for the in every indulgences, both in all of the social classes that are in our society, people have their own kind of what is it called? Their own kind of strength and weakness. Their strength and weakness in terms of knowledge and wisdom. For such an indulgence, who are indulging in such an act, for the learned one among them, they know the powers that are supporting them. So they will definitely want to come out and showcase themselves that, okay, we are no longer hiding again.
But they say it's freedom. Do you think there should be any campaign against that kind of agreement against the federal government under Tinubu?
To me,
one word, sir.
Okay. To me, I don't think there's a need for campaign.
Okay. Against it.
You see, the scripture says a time will come where the chaff will be separated from the wheat.